Hello, everyone. Ryan Hall here, your athletic director here at Mayville State, and got with me today Coach Larson, our head football coach, who's just coming off not only first win of the season, but first win for Coach Larson as a head football coach. Coach, congratulations, and thanks for being here today.
Thank you. It was a fun weekend.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, Coach, we had our first chat, as the season got going, knew you were fired up, and there's been a lot that's happened as far as COVID and some very good games and your first win. So, I feel like when we hired you, you hit the ground running. I don't know if things have slowed up for you, but if you can, give us a little recap of how the first half of the season's gone for you specifically and your staff and the kids.
Yeah, it's been a crazy first season for sure. We opened up with Waldorf in a barn burner shootout, 40-50 at home. I thought our kids played really well. Got them believing in what we're trying to do. It's a 5-point game, 7 minutes left in that game. We had our chances to open the season with bang, didn't get it done. Then we have a chance to go to Dickinson, and it's a 5-point game at half there with the team that's 37-1 in their last 38 conference games. So we continue to improve and continue to compete, and then we hit quarantine. We get a positive test on our team, and our kids disappear again for 2 weeks. Coaches disappear at home. We come back, and we get welcomed with Waldorf Dickinson again. Again, Waldorf, we go down there, we're down 7 at half, which 21-7 late in the fourth quarter against Dickinson here. So I thought for the top dogs and where we've been, I was really happy with how we played and we competed in those first 4 games. And obviously we want wins, and it's not built overnight. So we're going to continue to work at that. But we got a chance to play presentation this week, who's a good football team. They do a lot of good stuff, but our kids continue to believe in everything we're doing and find a way to get a win even without our starting quarterback, who was out with concussion symptoms. And our freshman steps in and throws for 350 yards and has 4 total touchdowns. And Josh Portillo breaks the school record. We've broken 2 school records in receiving in the first 5 weeks of the year. So
that's awesome.
We're pretty excited about the future of this program and a lot of young kids stepping up and playing for us.
Coach, you mentioned it. I would say the conference didn't do you any favors, but I'd say when the COVID hit, didn't do you any favors. You had Dickinson and Waldorf, who, I'm in my 3rd year. Definitely the best 2 games I've seen us play against them. You mentioned you're right there at the end in our first game of the season. Then you're in quarantine. Then you had them again. The presentation game is impressive, because it's a win and it's a road win in the conference, and it was in dominating fashion, 42-14. But with that said, what goes into 0-4, and again, I get it, Waldorf and Dickinson back to back, but you're starting out 0-4, and then you got a road game, and the guys really seem to get up for that. You mentioned you didn't have Creighton foul. What 0-4 and then coming out like that, how'd you do that? How did the guys really rally together to play a great, complete football game?
Absolutely. I think road game, conference game, backup quarterback, you don't know what's going to happen, but our kids, it's a testament to them continuing to believe in what we're trying to build here, and we don't let results get in the way of the process of what we're trying to do. We have a process of how we do stuff. We have a process of how we prepare for games. We have a process for everything, and we don't let results get in the way. Overall, I think our process has been really good, and we just continue to buy in and dig into how we act, our culture, and everything along those lines. And we finally got the result we were looking for, but it was the exact same process that happened against Waldorf and Dickinson. So the exact process that's happening this week is just continue to do all that small stuff right. And I think all of a sudden now is our guys are starting to understand our schemes on both sides of the football. No spring ball, 4th coordinator in 4 years for these seniors on offense and defense, new position coaches, and we really have only been together for 8 weeks, 9 weeks.
Right.
So I think we're really starting to understand both sides of football, the expectations of how we're supposed to play. So we're really excited, and kids continue to believe in what we're doing, and it was good to finally get that result that we needed for verification. Hey, we are doing this right.
Right.
And now we'll see what we can do this week against a really good Dakota State team.
And that's it, Coach. So you mentioned, there's 6 teams in the conference. You're you're through, so to speak, 3 of them. Waldorf, Dickinson, you only played presentation once this year, the way the schedule works. You got Dak State and Valley, and then Dak State and Valley to wrap up the season. What's the mindset going into those? I mean, both great programs. We're on the road this Saturday. I guess let's start there. What's going to be the keys to having a shot to win this thing on Saturday? You mentioned Salmon had a phenomenal game as a true freshman quarterback. He's going to have to do it again, and dare I say, against even tougher program in Dak State.
Yeah, absolutely. In Dak State, if you look at common opponents, they beat Presentation 49-0 or 49-6 in the first game of the year, and then last week or 2 weeks ago when they played, it was 21-18. The most recent result, and they were up. Presentation was up 18-0. So Dak State, they got really talented on the defensive side of the football. I like to think we have some pretty good players on the offensive side of football as our offensive numbers have continued. I'm really happy with how the defense has gotten better each and every week. Early in the year, gave up 53 straight weeks, and then we held Dickinson to 38, but that 38, 21 with 10 minutes left in the game. They get some late scores on us, and the score got out of hand late. And I thought they played their most complete game last week, and they have to continue to play at that level, which I think they will, because there's a lot of really good leaders and a lot of really good football players over there, and Coach Latecky's doing a heck of a job getting them to where they need to be. But obviously now we get Dak Valley, and Valley's beating Waldorf. Valley's a really good football team when we get to them. But we're just excited to continue to play football and continue to have a chance to play and continue to build on what we started, and just can't wait to get back out there this Saturday.
Absolutely. And Coach, you mentioned Creighton going down. You've had some other tough injuries of some kids that have been primetime players, so to speak, that have really stepped up. What does that say? You got a lot of young guys, obviously, but the depth of the program, Josh Portillo, I love that kid, to really step up, and good for him for having a game this week. And, is it a next man up mentality? Because you have suffered some injuries, and, we're a little bit thin, and that depth's not getting as deep as it normally should be and that you hope to be.
Absolutely. And Josh didn't start the first 3 games of the season for us. He really didn't know if he had a catch for us. And for him to come out and have a monster day is a testament to his continued preparation, continue to do things right. You look at the defensive backfield, we're out Derek Prater, who broke his ankle. We're out Trey Brownlee, who he's got Liz Frank. We're out Jelon Hilton, our starting boundary corner. He's out with a hamstring. So we have all these freshmen playing back there. And the Denzel Navy kid, he has 3 picks on the year. He continues to make high-level plays. We're starting on defensive side football at any given moment. We have 6 to 8 freshmen out there.
Wow.
And that comes back to when we talked, is we really like the freshman class we brought in. I didn't think they would have to play this early, if you want the truth. But it's fun to watch those guys, and the future of the program is, I believe, in really good hands, because these kids are getting game ready, showing they can play at a high level already. And that's a really exciting thing, is we can get them in the weight room, get them a spring ball, and get them back in this program next year. And retention is going to be the #1 key if we're going to continue to build this. So we're really excited about the future right now.
Absolutely. Coach, you mentioned Prater. That game where he got injured, that was a pretty nasty injury. Can you give Common Nation an update on how he's doing and kind of where he's at?
Yeah, he had successful surgery on Friday. He had 7 screws put in to his ankle, and everything's back healing. He will be back with us next fall.
Awesome.
So we are excited to welcome him back, and like the coaches told me, that's a testament for a kid that has 7 screws in his ankle and a plate in there, that he still wants to come back and be part of this program. Even after that, it tells us that we are on the right track, and he's one of the big leaders we have, and we can't wait to get him back. And I just can't wait to get him back around the facility, or around our team, because he's such a leader for us.
He's an awesome kid, and obviously we keep him and his family in our prayers. Absolutely. As he continues to heal. So will be great to have him back. Coach, we usually do kind of a middle of the season and kind of end of the season, and I mentioned it a little bit, but we got 4 games left on the docket. At Dakota State this weekend, we'll host Valley November 7th. And then Dak State and Valley the next 2 weeks. Locations, we're still trying to figure out whether the weather's going to hold up, or if we're trying to go inside somewhere and that kind of thing. But what are the main key? Obviously, you want wins, right? But what are the main keys you look for at the tail end of the season, the final 4 games, as you wrap up year 1 here at Mayville State?
Yeah, so the keys to the end of the season is continue to watch these young kids progress, and let's get them can they be a player here for 4 years? Can they be a player here for 3 years? And make sure our evaluation is correct. So when we head into the recruiting process, we know exactly what we need, where we need it, where we need to spend money, and we can get a true evaluation on these kids, not only in games but also in practice, in the weight room, in the classroom. Make sure we understand where everything's at in the program, so when we do go to recruiting, we know exactly. Obviously, you want to win a game or 2 or 3 or 4. That'd be really cool, but at the same time, it's not going to change our outlook on the season.
Yeah.
We're going to continue just to trust the process, continue to do everything right, continue to go to class, go to list, and get that team GPA up and do that stuff. And, you know, I'm really impressed with how hard our kids have played this year. In a weird year, I think they've done a decent job adapting and overcoming, but we're just excited. The future right now is really bright, and obviously Saturday, and we got a couple more after that, but we're really looking forward to what we have started here.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, I'll tell you, you and your staff done an awesome job this year. Really, turning things around and improving and creating a great culture about you guys when you come in. So, great job so far. Congrats again on the first win, and good luck this weekend and the rest of the season.
Awesome. Thanks so much.